M.2 SSDs are getting crazy cheap. Let me show you 20 of them. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you watched my channel before, you know I do a ton of different videos on all different types of SSDs. Just take a look right here. I do, in a year, maybe I go through maybe 40 different SSD drives and I do videos on them, reviews. So what I wanted to do today is SSDs, especially M.2 drives, are getting just dirt crazy cheap, right? And I don't know why it is, but they're just going down so low, it's amazing. So what I want to do is show you 20 incredible deals right now. These are all on Amazon, and there's different variations of them, but I'm going to show you 20 different drives right now, all the way from the very, very cheap, all the way up to like 4 terabyte drives. So if you're interested in buying an SSD and you want to see what's available, definitely let's get into it. Now, if you live in a different country and you can't get these pricing, there's still going to be sales on these drives. They're all going to be relative, so check them out. I'll have links to all this in the description. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to share my screen here and a lot of this stuff just to show you, and we're just going to go through them really quickly because we got a lot to go through. So number one, take a look at this. If you're looking for really cheap storage, this one's Team Group MS30 512 gigabyte drive. It's on sale right now for $19.99, under 20 bucks. You can buy an SSD drive for under 20 bucks right now. Here it is, Team Group. I actually have one up here. It's actually a pretty good drive if you're looking for an inexpensive drive. $19.99, you can't go wrong, half of a terabyte. All right, so number two, let's take a look over here. This is the ADATA Legend 800. It's kind of a drive a lot of people don't know about, but let's look at the speed here. It's 3,500 megabytes per second. This is gonna be a 1 terabyte version, $43.99 right now, 66% off of what it was before. So if you want a slightly faster drive than some of the slowest drives, $43.99 for a full terabyte. All right, we're still kind of on the cheapest drives, and here's a Silicon Power drive I picked up recently, but look how cheap this is over here. Silicon Power 2 terabyte drive, NVMe. This is gonna be a Gen 3/Gen 4, 65 bucks, but this is 2 terabytes, so 65 bucks for 2 terabytes right now. It's just getting incredibly cheap. This isn't gonna be the fastest drive. You can see it's 2,200 megabytes per second, 1,600 megabytes on the writes. So it's not gonna be the fastest drive, or, obviously the performance isn't gonna be completely as good as some of the higher end drives, but you're definitely, what does that come down to? Like 32.5 bucks per terabyte. Pretty incredible. All right, this next one I have right here, and it's one of the best deals I think right here. These Intel drives are just incredible M.2 SSD NVMe drives, and Intel has one over here. So if you look over at my screen, they have one that's the 670p, which is exactly the one I just showed you, and it's 512 gigabytes. Look at this, $24.99, so under 25 bucks again for kind of a quality drive. Now I picked up this 1 terabyte version probably for like 60 or 70 bucks a couple months ago. I told you it was a really good deal, but what is it now for 1 terabyte? Let's click on it right here. $39.99 right now. Look at my screen, $39.99, incredible value right here. So if you're looking for an Intel based, we use these in data centers all the time. They're just robust as anything. This is always a good package. Definitely check that one out. 34 bucks for 1 terabyte. All right, so now we have some Crucial drives here. And these are kind of, again, inexpensive drives. This one's the Crucial P3 500 gigabytes. So if you look over at my screen here, that one right now is on sale for $24.99. So $24.99 for 500 gigabytes, 17% off. 1 terabyte's 45 bucks, but I wouldn't even get this version. If you go up to the next version, this is kind of the plus. Well, actually, let me go back. So if I show you this version's up to 3,500 megabytes per second, but I wouldn't get this version. So if we go to the next version, let me just click off this. This is actually called the Crucial P3 Plus. It's got the little plus there, see it right up here? And this one's only like $2 more or $1 more, $26.99, 500 gigabytes, all right? If you look down here, this one's actually up to 5,000 megabytes per second. So it's almost, almost double, a little bit less than double the speed, and it's $2 more. 1 terabyte here is only $49.99, so a great deal on a drive like this, especially this. Make sure you're looking for the plus up there. That's the key here. It's gonna say it right after the P3 right there, 1 terabyte, $49.99. All right, let's keep going. So this is actually the newer version, Crucial P5 Plus, see it right there? And this is only $59.99 for a terabyte. Now it's gonna be more, obviously, like I just said, it's a little bit more money, but this is also gonna be a lot more speed. It's PCI 4.0, 6,600 megabytes per second on the, what is this? I think it says on the reads, and it doesn't say, let me just see here, it doesn't say much on the writes, but basically I'm sure it's gonna be the same general area there. So this is a drive if you're looking for a little bit better performance from Crucial. It's 60 bucks and you're gonna get all that performance. All right, now if you're looking for really cheap storage, if you look up here, I think I have a whole bunch of these. These are all 11 drives. I have a bunch up here, just look around here. But these are by Levin. It's a company that's basically out of Taiwan, so it's inexpensive storage. It's going to be kind of like inland storage. Look at my screen. It's called the Lars, but it's 11 JPS 600. I talked about this before. 2 terabytes. It's 25% off right now. $63.99 for 2 full terabytes. And these drives perform pretty good. Look at 3,000 megabytes per second and then 2,000 on the right. So not a bad performing drive overall, but if you just want cheap storage for like just offloading stuff, not a bad choice. All right, then I have to mention Inland. If you look at my screen, this is the Inland QN322. I actually have one of them sitting right here. You can see it right there. Now this is actually $78 for 2 terabytes, so it came down slightly. You can get a terabyte for $44 and 500 gigabytes for $25.99. Not a bad drive. It's a lot slower. It's 2100 megabytes per second on the reads and 1000 on the writes, but overall it's still a good performing drive. I mean, I've had no problems with it. So if you're looking for cheap storage, not a bad deal. All right, let's keep going. Even Western Digital Blue, look at this, $45.99 for a full terabyte right here. This is the SN570, just a solid drive overall, good name, quality, good, it's got a warranty on it and all that kind of stuff that goes, I think it's 3 or 5 years. So if you're looking for a terabyte, this is not something that, you definitely want to take a look at it. If you like Western Digital, the price came down. It doesn't say a sale here, but it's been around that for a little while, but it's still pretty low. All right, now my favorite here, right here. I've talked about this a million times. In fact, with my external enclosure, I was able to get close to 3,000 megabytes per second on an external closure. This is the Western Digital Black SN770. SN770, you can see it right here. This is only $50, basically $51. Look down here, you can get up to, 5,150 megabytes per second. So it's super fast. And again, I can get super high speed on that external cases, external enclosure. Check out one of my prior videos. And I think the 2 terabyte version might even be a better deal here. Let me go ahead and click on that. $109, it's about the same, but $109 for 2 terabytes at that speed, really good deal. All right, if you want to step it up but still be in this Western Digital Black, take a look. This is also an incredible deal. This is only 1 terabyte and it's $77.99, but this is the Western Digital Black SN850. Incredibly fast drive. I've used these are always quality. If you look down here, this is up to 7,300 megabytes per second. You can see, I think this is on, what is this? What does it say? I don't know if it says reads or writes, but it's all going to be around the same reads or writes. 7,300 megabytes per second. Incredibly fast drive, $77.99. It's down 51%. All right, let's keep going. Now we're in the Samsung. These are all quality, and even these are coming down. Look at this first one. Samsung 980 SSD right here, 1 terabyte, only $44.99, 35% off. And you're getting a quality drive with the 980. So it's definitely, if you don't want to compromise and go with a kind of a name that you're not familiar with, you can definitely pick this up, $44.95 or $99. The next one over here is the 970 Evo. This is going to be obviously the EVO, so it's a little bit different type of drive, but still perfect. I use one over there. It's 2 terabytes NVMe drive, less than $100, $99.99. That's incredible. It's 23% off right now. Let's keep going down the line. The 980. Here's the 980 Pro. Everyone knows of this drive. This is the drive that everyone wants to get. It's one of the fastest. Only $121 for 2 terabytes right now, and this is 19% off. Let's go down here to the speed. 7,000 megabytes per second on this one, so super fast. If you can actually handle this in your system, I recommend this. You'll never have a problem with it. Samsung is just so solid all the time. All right, and then we got the 990 Pro, the newest one of them all right here. 2 terabytes, $159.99. 45% off this drive. It used to be, $289, so incredible sale right now on this. So if you're looking for the best, I don't know what this is actually rated at, around 7,450 megabytes per second, so you're even faster than the last one, and it's the newest version of it, I guess. So $159, it's the lowest I've ever seen it. All right, I did a review on this one as well. Check out my channel, but this is one that's known for super extreme speeds. It's the basically the SK Hynix Platinum P41. It's a mouthful. If you look right here, 1 terabyte, it's still $89, but it did, it was a lot more before, trust me. And this one, I think, achieved 7,000 megabytes per second. So at the time, maybe a couple months ago, this was the fastest drive you can basically pick up, and it kind of competes with that Pro version. But definitely check this out. If you look at the ratings here, 4.8 with 1,500 ratings. People love this drive. It's super solid. If you're looking for a super, super fast speed, this is the one. All right, for the next ones, we're going to talk about some of the largest drives here. You're not going to get the fastest with this one, but look at this deal here. This is the Crucial P3. It's a 4 terabyte M.2 drive, $199.99. So $50 per terabyte for a 4 terabyte drive. Can you imagine less than 200 bucks, 4 terabytes right here. Again, not the fastest drive if I go down here, but still 3,500 megabytes per second. I mean, that's faster than kind of the base model of the Mac and even the second version of the Mac that just came out with the 15-inch MacBook Pro, or MacBook Air, I mean. So it's still crazy fast. All right. Here's one of the cheapest 4 terabyte drives. If you want to go a little bit off name, take a look at this. This is by Team Group, still a great drive. It's the MP34 4 terabyte drive, 168 bucks. So now we're even lower, 168 bucks, 4 terabytes. So if you want really fast external storage, this has got super good ratings, 4.6 over 3,800 ratings. So you know it's a quality drive. Check that one out. And then finally, let's wrap up with the newest one in the whole bunch. It's the Crucial T700. It's only a 2 terabyte drive, all right? But it's Gen 5, all right? What does that mean? I'm gonna show you. So it's 339 bucks, 2 terabytes. You're gonna say, well, that seems expensive, but it is Gen 5, and you gotta make sure your systems can handle Gen 5. If you look down here, look at the speed that it's claiming. 12,400 megabytes per second. We're getting that fast, people. It's gonna be, what is that, 3 times as fast as the base model, or what, 6 times as fast as the base model MacBook Air right now, 15-inch, and then if you step it up, it gets a little bit less. But either way, this thing's incredibly fast, 12,500 megabytes per second, but it's a little pricey, but still, compared to a couple years ago, not too bad. All right, so let's wrap this up. Really low pricing, right? Pretty incredible. So what I recommend doing is if you're from a different country and you can't get this pricing on Amazon, I'll have links to all this in the description again. But what you want to do is just, it's all relative, right? I mean, it's going to might be more expensive in your country, but these sales should still apply. You know, it should be relative to what you usually pay anyway. So keep that in mind. And then set these price points. Make sure that these are the highest you're going to pay moving forward. There's going to be sales coming up. On Amazon's going to have their kind of couple days special. And then obviously around Thanksgiving, around Christmas. So don't pay more than this. Wait for them to drop if these things creep back up. But right now, these are super low. And I just wanted to show people, it's pretty amazing what you can get now. I mean, I paid a lot more for all this stuff out here. I have everything, including Kodak drives and you name it. But now I wish I could have actually needed some more drives right now because the costs are so low. And anyways, let's wrap this up. I'll talk to you in a few days. I make videos, geez, over 550 right now, just like this. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.